All right. I should be on. I think you should be able to hear me now. I'm doing the regular Sue has no idea if you can hear her. Check. You guys are about 15 seconds behind me, I think, from what I was telling from the countdown. So I'm going to go just say hi to everybody. It looks like we have, hey Egg, hey Lauren, hey Little B, hey Caitlin, and Shooting Star. How are you guys doing tonight? Or time zone, I don't know. It's tonight for me, so. Hey, I got a response from Lauren, so she must be able to hear me. All right, give me a second as I pop the countdown thing off, and I flip over to the game. Shoot, every time I forget that I have to flip back over to see you guys. Hey! We made it! Bad? What's bad? I don't know what bad is. $2 a.m.? Yeah, I know, Egg. For you, it's really, really late. All the time. Every time. Alright. Well, I have my celebratory drink. I meant to drink alcohol during the stream, but then the alcohol tasted too good, and then I drank it before the stream. So... No, I'm blaming Damon. He picked somebody else, and so Tizu should be leaving us tonight. Yeah, this is the one. We're on the bottom one. You know, I'm sorry that my 6 p.m. is your 2 a.m. I can't help you. Live in a different time zone, Egg. Alright. I'm trying to remember exactly. I think we were at the Liberation. I have honestly, I know we're gonna be able to finish it. I don't think because we've pretty much hit the time at when we finish it. But I am not sure how long the stream is gonna last. Because we may be, you know, like an hour from finishing it, or maybe 2 hours from finishing it. I'm hoping we're not 4. We're gonna go check people real quick. Oh, alright, that's what I wanted to see. So Tizu's gonna be in it. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I moved to a different time zone. I don't know what you're talking about, Egg. Alright. Yeah, I like that one on her because this one is meh. I mean, it's good, but it's, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe what I'll do is I'll switch this one out and put hers on because she's got a special one, and then I give him that one. Yeah, that's right, Lauren, because you're East Coast, like Chelsea. I remember that. Alright. Hey, guys. Aww. How long's it been since I last told you you're my favorite customers? Because, well, I just wanted to remind you that it's definitely true, okay? So come on in, I guess. And the painful voice acting on. Dude, there's so many states on the East Coast. Like, there's so many states on the East Coast. I don't think you would be able to track her down. Alright, there is no... See ya, guys. There is no, There's no way. There's no way. Alright. I'm postponing this, and I shouldn't be. I really need to just go. So, wish me luck. We're gonna go do this. Once more, the time has come for the liberation rite, where one among you go free if you prevail. Freedom is likewise at stakes for your adversaries, the accusers. As your companions gather under the fall, awaiting the commencement of this vital rite, the lone minstrel finds you and regards you in his calm fashion. Night is falling, these moments prior to each commencement. I must admit they give me pause, knowing so much is at stake during the trial that is yet to come. Okay, pause for geography lesson because I think Egg does not truly understand the scope I just gave him. We're going to go look up the U.S. here on a map, and we're going to count the states because I want you to, like, understand how that is not helpful. So, East Coast includes things that are not actually touching the coast as well. Let's see. Can I? Boom. So, looking at this real quick. Scrolling over. We have Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida would all qualify as East Coast states. I don't know how many that was. Somebody count. That's a lot of states, dude. If you're talking about West Coast is like 3. There's 3 states on the West Coast. Tell me something, reader. Oh, go moving back in now. I'll tell her you said that. Tell me something, reader. Or would you, reader? To ease the waiting for both of us. I have traveled far and wide, even beyond these lands. However, the Commonwealth I only know through word and song. Sometimes I think on what life would have been like out there. If you were not ensnared within this place and roam free and to roam free in your country, what would you have done with your days and years rather than strive here under the stars? I'm listening, Lauren. Also, we have a choice to make, so you gotta tell me what I'm listening to because I don't... Well, Lauren, only if you tell me what the problem is. What would I have done in the Commonwealth? I don't know. Retired to the outskirts, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Lauren! How am I supposed to help you if you don't tell me the problem? Ah! Alright, sailing across the seas, retiring to the outskirts, fought for freedom. Lauren, okay is not a problem. I'm gonna move forward. You let me know when you're ready. You long to find some solitude out there, though a different sort than all the solitude available in abundance in the downside here. 22, Lauren. 2 plus 2 is 22. Just Google Florida man stories. Would do them. Yeah, no. 2 times 2. Lauren. 2 plus 2 and 2 times 2 are the exact same numbers. So 22. You would have lived your days out in peace beyond the bustle of the Commonwealth and in the manner close to the olden times. Peace be with you then, reader. Wherever it is your travels shall take you in this life or the next. Just then the lone minstrel looks forth, and you see that it is time. The stars above, though faint, have begun to burn. I feel like, hey, you know when we play horror games and I talk about that anxiety ball that I just like hold in the pit of my stomach? We're there. We found it. We found the anxiety ball. It happens just whenever. I'm good at math, and Lauren, if you're still confused as to why 2 + 2 and 2 × 2 are the same number, when I'm done with this rite, I will explain it to you.
Yet remain aflame, align once more over the sacred fall of Solium.
Yay!
'Twas here that the 8 scribes ordained the glorious tradition in which you now participate.
Woo!
The glorious tradition which you and that instigator Wolfred seek to undermine. 'Tis my sincerest hope your adversaries in this liberation rite achieve instead what they desire. May the accusers quickly quench those flames of yours.
Oh my
Let us
gosh.
get on with the proceedings then.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirate is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then anoint the one of the accusers. Come forth now and declare yourself. Pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Poised as ever, Lendl steps forward and reaches for his mask. I was Brandon Lendon the Liar. Once I reclaim my liberty, that name shall be forgotten, and my rightful station in the Commonwealth shall be restored. What did you miss? Anxiety ball and us discussing how many states are on the east coast of the United States. So, not much. Nightwings, you shall have prevailed. You may have prevailed against me when we last met here upon this sacred site, but the many years since have taught me much, and I shall not fail again. Yet you still hold such resentment for your adversaries. Is that so, Lendl? Resentful is too kind of a word for it. They are cheaters, one and all, unfairly favored by those scribes, which those as myself must struggle endlessly for such a chance. Now come, my accusers, let us vanquish the undeserving oafs, and prove now for the scribes their fools of the favor that likes to them. I can't read, this is fine. He dons his mask once more. I'm pretty sure I have stated which state I live in. But the thing about West Coast states is that they're huge. East Coast states are tiny, but there's a lot of them. West Coast states are huge. Nightwings, on whose behalf shall you conduct this liberation rite? Choose quickly. May you heed your heart in making your choice, reader. I trust you are prepared to play the hymns with me, Tarek? Always, Celeste.
Whom do you endeavor to return?
Tizu!
Tizo.
Tizu seems stunned by your decision, though it is very grateful to you for it all the same. There you go, Egg. Tizu is grateful.
Who shall stand with him?
Ah, man, is my battery in my mouse gonna die? You may ask the progress for Sally Face. I think we're only missing 1, maybe 2 people's lines. I think because Chelsea sent back for things, and it's currently in editing. That's kind of where we're at. A lot of us are still trying to figure out with a lot of COVID things, and some people have actually started going back to school, and so it's, we're all volunteers. So, it takes time. We do our best. Well, I'm willing to fail non-rights, but I won't fail rights. The sooner we get off this stuffy place, the better. If one were to ask me. And I like Wolfred. But I also like Gilman. Who is better equipped right now? Alright. We're gonna try with Gilman. I think. Or maybe we'll do Wolfred. I don't know. Ah! Too many things. It depends on the country you're from. We have people from all over the world. By this knight's honor, he shall fight with all his might. It depends on the country you're in. Some countries don't have as long a summer break as others. Like, I think Japan's summer break is only, like, what, 3 weeks? But, over here we have, like, 3 months. You know, we're from all over. Come the Nightwings, look upon me on the one last time. For by dawn I shall be free, while you shall wallow in a terrible defeat we have in store for you. Alright.
Commence.
Huzzah! Already got done. Ha! Okay. Hi, potato! Oh! Woo! You imp! He singles at Tizu from across the sacred grounds. The indignity which you have wrought upon me these long years, tonight it shall be washed away, as I at last will return to my post. I long had toiled in this abysmal place, only for you, pathetic wretch that you are, you of all things to thwart me, and the accusers in our moment of triumph. But it was a small consolation knowing the Nightwings fell apart soon after, a misfortune which is doubtless wrought yourself. I'm trying to read and read. It's not working, so I'm gonna pause. Yeah, thanks, Spoopy Egg, for the anxiety ball. I really needed that. Lauren, what happened? As for we have clawed our way back onto this mountaintop, you sniveling, loathsome little beast. And this time, things are going to transpire in a very different manner. I know, Tizu does have tiny masks. Just you watch. But Tizu just stares back at him, betraying no emotion. But then, he claws at his mask. That was bad, I'm sorry, I totally cracked. Certain imp expressions resist translation. Suffer it. Tizu does not hold Elendil in any high esteem. Favorite thing to do in quarantine? Sleep. I don't get to do it very often. It seems Tizu does not hold Elendil's mother in high esteem either. Then he dons his mask once more. Why, you? How dare you raise your weakling little voice at me? You blasted Nightwings. With that, we all go free. Then we might have you all arrested and then sentenced once again. Ah, that's not good. Unless that she was supposed to do that. Yeah, Tizu's roasting. Now get out of my way. Ah, shoot. We're doomed.
This is the road to ruin.
Why did I not fly? Got him! I'm in it! I'm in it! Ah! Yeah, no kidding! When you call the police and you don't do anything, then they come! Now, accusers, grant me your auras and your anger, that we may finally secure our rightful victory against these demons whom we face. He is channeling the auras of his triumvirate, and their strength combined with his. This must be the aura gain, a secret technique developed by the accusers to ensure their victory in liberation rites. Oh, that is...
That Lendl yearns to regain his status in the Commonwealth. Would you deny him that?
Yes.
Glory to the scribes. Somebody get the orb.
On it. Oh, okay. Ah!
No more than a lick of flame remains. The orb is loose.
The nice thing about Gilman... Ah! He's standing on top of it! How am I supposed to get that?
Banishment.
Ah! Alright, well, I can get it from here. Especially since I have all three. Hi!
And there it is.
Yahoo!
The Nightwings proved their worth.
Oh my
An
gosh.
outcome which left little room for doubt.
Huzzah!
Thus ends the liberation rite. And
Look,
thus
Chizu looks so cute in
the
white!
scribes have chosen the exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free. Absolved
Huzzah!
of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth.
Yay,
And
Chizu!
all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Blast you, Nightwings! Again, you cheated me! You have no pride in all of this tradition. Guys, look, it's the shade you described for the little Tizu bird creatures. Tizu is stunned by what transpired and by what he thinks is about to happen. He looks around at the reality of what transpired sinks in. He realizes now that this is goodbye, at least for the time. He struggles to express the gratitude he feels having served the Nightwings these many years. He does not know what to expect from the Commonwealth and whether he will be accepted. Nevertheless, he vows that he will keep doing his part to benefit Volfred's plan. With that, he splashes into the shimmering pool and is gone from view. You hear him chirping one last time. Tizu wishes the best for each of you and asks that you remember him. Tizu has earned his freedom. Yay!
Godspeed, Tizo. Perhaps the scribes are watching even now. Watching as their glorious tradition draws to a close.
Oh, man. That was so much easier than one of the last ones I did of this. Oh my gosh, that sucked so much. I used to soar above the mountains and the high-wing Rayamans, and we would see the Commonwealth shining down on the horizon. It enraged us, the mere sight of it. I can fly free no longer, yet that anger, I don't feel it anymore.
Now, take your execrable companions someplace else.
Fine, voice from the book. You prevailed in the liberation rite against the accusers. Already does the black wagon feel quieter than usual without Tizu. Who would return to the Commonwealth. You overhear some of your companions reflecting on this. He is gone, just as I was getting to like him. Surely the good Tizu would rather that we celebrate than grieve. You wonder who, if anyone among you, shall go next. Our plan approaches a key point, turning point. Yay, we're in the deep voice that I don't like. Let us ensure that it comes to fruition, not only for ourselves here, but for our companions and loved ones in the Commonwealth. Ready? Are we ready to see what percentage the plan's at? Woo! We're at 76%! But we have little time now for reflection into this. Look yonder, reader. The stars demand that we go already. Let us help them usher in the end of all of this. You turn your attention to the glimmer of the stars. The current rate of disappearance suggests that another liberation rite shall be coming very soon. The few remaining stars will still shine for you. Oh, shoot. Alright. Only have 3 rights to pick from this time? Okay. Okay, do the Tempters. And the Pyre Hearts. Or the Fate. Who are we up against next? The Dissidents. Okay. I don't like our odds against the Dissidents right now. Maybe we'll do that. I'd have to get it more leveled for that. Sorry if you're hearing popcorn sounds. I'm trying to eat something. Let's see. Let's do the Tempters, because I don't think I want to fight against them. Now the stars bid you to return to the Glade of Lu, where you stand against the Tempters once again. Your adversary, Ignarius... Oh shoot, I don't like his voice either. Alright, finish popcorn. Let's go. Your adversary, Ignarius, likely knows that the cycle of the rites is drawing to a close. His last remaining chance to earn favor of the scribes and then regain his freedom is likely hinges on the outcome of this next rite. The cycle of the rites is soon to end. The exiles of the Downstep are striving to be free. Your adversaries, your companions, and even yourself are running out of time. Hey, it's the Lone Minstrel. The Lone Minstrel has returned already to the wagon after Tizu homecoming to the Commonwealth and the Liberation Rite. Your companions are most grateful to you, reader. Would that May could have been there and the rest of them to witness Tizu's glorious return. I trust they shall soon reunite there in their Commonwealth. where they may yet contribute to the outcoming of your plan. Thus create a place that welcomes all of you. What do you hate? What do you hate? What? May you and your companions continue to prevail thus. For now, Celeste and I are going to return to our respective roles until we meet again at the Scribe's Gate. Rest well for now, reader. He bids you a good night's rest. Alright, let's go! At dawn, your companions are prepared to depart. Everyone is silent. Your travels are to take you back to the Glade of Blue, but soon after, the stars seem to draw you here again. Alright, let's go! Zoom, zoom! Zoom! I don't remember how far is. Do I keep picking the same dang place? No, okay. I picked a different place. Vocations. Something of value. Oh, well, I can't see it. Let's go ahead and do vocations. Pass the time. A foreboding feeling stuck with you since your arrival in the untamed flora of Needlefield. Some of it spreads to the others in the group.
We mislike this wretched place.
Being stuck out here like this sure isn't doing me any favors. You decide to focus on pursuing your vocations until the black wagon is ready to move. Hey, there's somebody to talk to. Hey, it's Bertrude, who's ready for the best voice everyone loves. You approach Bertrude just as she's finishing polishing her various bottles and flasks and vials that your fellow exiles have collected during your travels into the downside.
Evidence of thy travels. How brazen of ye to put them on display. Ye tempt these lands to swallow ye.
She lets out a long breath.
Nonetheless, these trinkets stir our memories, not merely of these lands, but of the country whence we came. No reading one, that we are here because of Sandalwood. We met him long ago, within the southern bogs. He offered many courtesies, and in exchange we found agreeable. We sought many certain regents necessary to our studies of the heavens and earth. And he knew where to procure them. In exchange, we were to boil for him our finest inks, a certain recipe notorious, yet secret. Its stain could never be removed. Oh, but the Commonwealth misliked it. 'Twas then we began collecting samples of the regions of downside, for Sandalwood was ever true to his word. Long have we studied this accursed place, Back Basin, the chaos of the Dauntless Tempest, the richness of the bogs of Flagging Hands, lands so far away, yet they called to us. If molten myth was able to traverse the downside in its entirety an age ago, then surely 'twas not beyond the reckoning that we could do the same. Furthermore,
But she hesitates.
It matters not, reading one. Thou hast indulged our tales long enough for now.
She slithers away without further explanation. She seems reluctant to discuss the circumstances of her past with Wolfred. You sense that she is here by choice. Alright. We're going to mentor a companion because you know what's better than having good people? Having great people. We're going to make Wolfred better than he is because, gosh darn it, he is my weak link. Should I be interested to see which lessons you have taken from the book? Oh, I should be interested to see which lessons you've taken from the book. You asked Wilfred to explain to you in his own words the histories of the 8 scribes and how they blah 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 blah. He gets better! Huzzah! The rites demand we act as one mind, in perfect unison and harmony, and free of any doubt. I have grown more accustomed to being a part of the Nightwings of today. Huzzah! He has a shield ability? Shoot, I didn't even know that. I want people to come back from banishment quicker. Alright. Yeah, I would say Bertrand's voice is not the voice you want to listen to in the dark alone.
She's the kind of person you could imagine doing unsavory things to you.
Hey guys, say I noticed that your little imp pal, he ain't here with you anymore. Is he okay? I heard the wildest things that he somehow got out of here back to the other side. I'm like, why would an imp want that?
Look, Stardust! I can't afford it. Damn it! These are also valuable. I'm just saving them because I don't want to get rid of them. I can't use them. Nah.
Be seeing you around then.
Alright, commence with the rite. Woo woo! By now, having to make preparations for rites has become second nature to your companions. They go about the processes efficiently, and this time is almost in total silence. You cannot shake the sense that the routine shall not go on much longer. Pamitha approaches you and confirms to you that the Nightwings signal is sent. Or sigil? I don't know, whatever. Everyone has their books and raiments, and the grounds are ready. Everything should be in order. I hope you're ready for this, reader darling. Not just this rite, I mean, but whatever is in store after that. Nah.
Bertrand's going. We will stay like this for as long as we like.
That's the fact that I don't get to do that voice very often. I don't get to creep people out very often, Egg. I feel proud of myself. Though, maybe none of us are. None amongst us, not the tempters. If at all are really some... Wait. Though, maybe none of us are. None amongst us, not the tempters. If at all are... Wait. If all of this really is some test, we're being tested now. You and Pamitha stand together and are silent for a long time, looking for the stars above to show some indication that the rite is to commence. It is taking too long. Concerns to begin well up within you, but then... Sinister Sue totally exists for a reason. Heya! Welcome in! dying, it's fine.
Reader, it seems the stars once more have mustered wherewithal to usher in the rites.
Yay.
The sky grows dimmer by the day.
No kidding.
The age is ending. Surely you must know by now that you shall never all be free. Yet still you struggle to fulfill some senseless plan. But I digress, of course. Some of us still honor the tradition. Some of us hold dear the teachings of the scribes.
The pyres on each side are burning bright. From across the field, you observe the leader of the Tempters approach and remove his mask. Deep voices kill me. They are here. Come to show us one last time, I guess. Used to be we would take these Nightwings on any old night, but now it ain't so simple anymore. We got this one last shot against these guys. Might as well give them what we got, eh? Let us make them cry. Oh, damn it, you have an Ashen Cole again.
Choose quickly your triumvirate.
Alright. I think we're gonna pick Pamitha. Then we're gonna pick Gilman.
Sir Gilman.
And then we're gonna pick Wolfred.
Wolfred.
The trees are really pretty. The Nightwings have stood against the Tempters many times before. Though this time it may be the last. Everyone, let us conduct the rite with glory. Nightwings! I thought I'd mention after this rite was over, but I'm calling it quits. So do old Iggy a solid, and make me work for this one like I used to. I've given up, guys. I can't do deep voices. I'm gonna just die. I'm gonna probably read him like normal.
The first dousing.
I love this game. It's so pretty. Damn it, you got us good already. Well then, let's get the fight started. Yep, we're gonna go with that voice. I don't know what it's doing.
Zap.
Ah! Come on. Oh, they threw it, damn it. Don't throw it, that's rude.
The orb, take it.
Huh.
Douse the flame.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's so hard. Oh, I dropped it. They jumped. Move, move, move. I didn't think I was getting it in there. Holy cow. Sorry, I'm going into that hyper focus mode.
How not Ignarius.
Oh, he got me.
Tough luck, Nightwings.
Stop it, stop it, no!
The orb's engulfed.
Okay. And I did it!
Served her true.
Oh no, there's 3 left? That's cheap!
The rite is nearly ended. Begone, Wolfred.
Oh, shoot. No, 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 no!
No law against throwing in the orb. You have it.
Made it! Nice!
The Nightwings once again prevail. They overwhelmed
Woo!
their adversaries utterly.
That's not a bad team up, honestly.
End this night's proceedings.
I guess that's that. The Tempters, they won't have much of any chance to get out of here anymore now, will they? This night declares the victory is sweet indeed. We prevail against a worthy foe. Well done, Nightwings. As for the Tempters, though they have fought fiercely many times, I doubt they shall be enough. May they have mercy in this land. Hey, Tempters. Always wanted to go back on top, but thinking it's time we called it. Come on, let's go drink to this. Got something I've been saving for a special occasion. I'm sorry, sad is your day.
To teach something of trust.
Yeah, no kidding, Pamitha cannot rise in rank. Pamitha's my top girl.
Sorted business someplace else.
Oh, I don't care that you don't like me. You know what, Spoopy Egg? You made it till Tizu escaping, and I think that's just the best. So if you need to go home and sleep and, home to bed and just snuggle up in the warmness, let me just, send you off, not with Bertrude's voice. Good night. Inside the wagon, after the triumphing over the Tempters, Gilman is discussing aspects of the outcome with the others, and the lone minstrel seeks you out. Pardon my interruption, Rita. Though I need to ask for a moment of your time when the night is clear enough for you to see. Please come have a look outside. Perhaps the news of your next destination may further stir the hearts of your companions. Among the stars yet remaining in the night, one of them burns as bright as ever as you've seen. Is it the, yep, another liberation, right? Holy cow! We're, sprinting to the end, and damn it, it is the... Oh, no. The cycle turns even more quickly now, until such time it shall shudder to a halt. He makes a sound then, and it's almost like a laugh. I forget myself, Rita. I should not say such things. The scribes, they would say that one ought to focus on the path in front of her. When we set forth onto the walk of the long, labored path, it can be all too much. If we stand back and look upon it as a whole, we may well decide to turn around. But if we begin to walk whilst casting down our gaze, whilst resisting, the urge to look too far ahead, we may make steady yet careful progress. Soon enough we may arrive where we endeavor. Then you'll just have to find out later. I'll send you a message. How's that? Because, Boo, you need some sleep. The lone minstrel bids you a good evening, and you best retire for the night, for the first daylight comes and shall begin your task to take to the skies. Alright, here we go, here we go. Zoom time. As far as I know, the likelihood of me being able to get out of here is low. Ah! Your wagon reels from the impact of some sort of massive object slamming into it mid-flight. False Nightwings. Damn it, I can't remember what Orlick sounds like. Damn it, Orlick, why haven't you been around longer? Orlick calls down to you from on top of his wagon. Again you seek that cursed mountain beneath us. Again you seek to take my rightful place. I should send you crashing down that you may fall as I have. He stares down at you. but I shall not. Rather, we shall meet upon the summit, ere the last cycle of the rites is ended. Until then. Damn you, you're... Wolfred and Bertrude. We're gonna do Wolfred because I'm probably not gonna play with Bertrude in the thing. We do have to decide who's going home. Make a landing on the sacred mountain of Oradale after you encounter with Orlek. Orlek spoke truth. He has a right to gain the summit, and when the time comes, Celeste shall deem him worthy and let him pass. While he has transgressed against the rites, he has also already been anointed and prevailed. Nothing is written in the book of this. The liberty ought to be already his. For the time, it seems, he shall not yet be traveled to the summit. Perhaps he is still making preparations with fellow exiles. Egg. Sleep. When exactly Orlek intends to make good on his promise did not make clear. For now, you confront Barker and the dissidents upon the summit. But first, you may prepare. Oh shoot! Beyond Crystal seeks Wolfred. Damn it! I'll have to do it in a second. Later that afternoon, you accompany Wolfred through the old masonry in the temple cistern to the mountain of the undercourse. Faith is that brought me all this way, and yet I have great fear about the outcome of our plan, which is now at 79%! We're almost to a B, guys! So here, in the Commonwealth, I have put our faith in it. That we should we fail. But no, we have not failed. We will not have failed. You return to the wagon after paying his respects. The summit awaits, but first there is time to continue practicing your vocations. Yay! Hey! How you doing? I have. What's on your mind, Sandra? Sandra's gonna be upset with me because I'm talking to her. Why are you doing this? Reaching out to me again like this? I have been abandoned in this blasted rock more times than you could count, reader. And each time I have laughed it off like so. I love that laugh. I fear it may be no different this time. Before I knew that someone else would come around and pick up where a previous idiot left off, but now... She scoffs, then falls silent for a time. Well, it seems there may not be time after this. Next time after this. If what I am to understand about the stars out there is even half true. So then, we anticipate an eternity of utter solitude, without even the blasted rites to keep me company. I understand that, while I may be an apparition and a glass to you, I yet retain a shred of self, and I do not happily foresee that outcome. And yet, you keep coming back to me like this. If this is all in service of torment, then you are most cruel, oh lovely reader. Commendably so, I have to say. So then, am I to understand you wish to spend more time with me, thus, knowing full well the stars are soon to put an end to this little affair? As if to answer her question, you feel what seems to be the Beyonder Crystal itself. The Beyonder Crystal seems to be pulling you away. We're going to stay with Sandra because I like her, boo. You focus your mind and main where you are. There with Sandra, and in the confines of the Beyonder Crystal, and remain there with her for some time. No words need to be exchanged between the two of you, and, in the darkness there, for once, she doesn't feel alone. Soon enough, however, she bids you to depart. You shall leave those idiots in your listlessness if you remain here too long. Be gone already, and let me know if you have need of me. Aww. All right. Come on, Wilfred. Let's go get you your special thingy thing. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials. Ah, that fancy talking sap, you mean? I shall be interested to see if he has learned something since last we sparred like this. Then let's bring him forth. Soon Wilfred appears eating the summons. So it is my turn then, is it? Then let us see what we can do, my girl.
I'm his girl.
What are they gonna face me up against? An apparition of Sanda appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, Sap, you answer to me here. As you will, O Sandra the Unseeing. Proper as ever then, though. I wonder if you have, the wherewithal that you project. Show me, then, what you can do without that benefit of those whom you would lead, and let us see if you and your lovely reader have reached through the understanding as of yet. Or if they think throughout. Oh, there's another sap? I don't like that. Gosh, I'm not used to moving him. Ah, damn. Oh, okay. I only have to do that 3 times. I can do that. I can totally do that. Definitely gonna have 0 problems doing that. Ah, shoot. Ah, damn it. Ah, damn it. Ah! Move! One more time. We got this. It's fine. Damn it! Ah, shoot. I didn't blink fast enough. Ah, no. Alright, well, that's fine. They have one less person to stop me. This is fine. All right, I'm in. Woo! Ha, 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 ha. I am grateful for the privilege of your time, good Sandra. Flattery shall never get you anywhere with me, sap. Nonetheless, your performance was sufficient and you've passed my test. Thus, congratulations are in order to you and your lovely reader. Now, farewell. All right. Ah! Oh. I had not seen that Sandra in some time. She's not changed a bit. But it would seem she has left us something for us, did she not? Ooh! That's kind of dope. We'll have to see how that works. Alright, let's mentor a companion. This knight is always keen to take even the barest scraps of wisdom, Master Reader. I can't talk anymore, it's fine. You and Sir Gelman review the objectives, blah, 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 blah. We make him all the bestest best. He's the bestest of the bestest best. This knight is an epitome of indomitable spirit. He has achieved the combination of his trainings. How wonderful a feeling, having nothing left to learn, Master Reader. Nothing whatsoever. This knight highly recommends it. Dude, I love your heart face. It's so freaking adorable. Wider area in effect, which is... can use it again. Manages adversary, wider effect. Let's do that. Because he's my only fast person right now besides Panatha. Thankful this night for that our adversaries are part of much braver and less shameful than the Pyre hearts. Them he misses not. Good job, dude. I'm happy you're happy. Alright, let's go to the Scribe's Gate. Yay! Hey, it's a messenger imp. The imp's latest information is about none other than Tizu, whom you liberated from the Fall of Salam. Everyone says he is the first creature of his kind to come into the Commonwealth. While his unique status brought Tizu no shortage of prestige, nonetheless he experienced difficulty acclimating to the new environment. It seemed he grew quite despondent. Then he at last managed to track down Fulford's agents, he is working to find means to bring more exiles home. Thus the revolution grows stronger. He is so cute. He also left you a special verbal message via his most trusted messenger, who rears up and denotes, "Scream!" Tizu wants you to know he's doing well, but misses you and hopes to see you again. You thank the messenger imp for the report and asks that you relay your kind regards. Your companions soon begin to talk in turn. You did it, little one. I scarce believe how long our Tizu toiled here in service of the Nightwings. He deserves his peace more than us.
Very bright, that one. Would have served well as our familiar. Perhaps someday. Yet it shall be so.
Oft is it said that good things come in smallish packages, and Tizu has stood as living proof. And he remains living he remains, apparently. I guess that makes him an expert of sort, teaching his downside home in favor of the Commonwealth. Who would have thought? I shall look forward to our next reunion, Tizu. Perhaps when we're back among the stars. The news of Tizu's adventure in the Commonwealth fills you and your exiles with a newfound resolve. Yay, everybody got hope! Huzzah! Huzzah! Now we gotta do more talking. You return once more to the Scribe Gate with the Guardians and Exiles and the Nightwings, you and Tarek. This shall be one of our final meetings. Greetings, Celeste. The Nightwings are prepared, and afterwards I would have words with you in private, if you please. It seems to me rather late for words, Tarek. But I shall hear them once your charges cross the gate. For now, all of you, come forth, state your names and what you seek whilst crossing the Scribe's Gate. Once more, your companions cross the gate, and one after the other, once more you follow them in turn. Celeste regards you all and waves you through towards the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. And Tarek? Aye, Celeste. You may rejoin the others in a while. For now, I would hear those words of yours. Certainly, Celeste. Everyone, I shall see you shortly. Hey, they're already singing. I'm very confused. Oh, man.
Hey, guys, it's gotten real cold again up here, but it's worth it. Let me tell you, got a lot of customers been stopping by. Okay, I may have been exaggerating just a little since I have been waiting here a little while, I guess. But are you gonna buy anything?
Oh, man. You know what? I'm gonna... Problem is how much expensive this is? 46? Let's sell that one. We're buying Stardust. Huzzah!
Thanks, guys. Good luck with that thing you're gonna do tonight.
Alright, real quick, let's go upgrade. 16, 17, 10. That's the one we're upgrading. That's the one we're upgrading. Huzzah! It's been upgraded. Alright, commence with the liberation rite. The time has come again to deliver one of your fellow exiles into a homecoming in the Commonwealth, lest your adversaries, the dissidents, achieve the same instead. The lone minstrel has returned and approaches you as you await the signal of the stars. There is something that I wish to ask you, Rita. Something which ordinarily would not be my place to discuss in any detail. You have observed the stars. If you... Ouch. Earring, why? There we go. Sorry, my earring was stabbing my ear. Try that again. You have observed the stars. If you would not mind my asking you in such a direct manner, how many liberation rites did you suppose yet remain? I think there's 2. You tell him that the logical deduction which you have been able to make based off of your readings of the stars of late, that there shall be one final liberation night after tonight. I concur with your evaluation, Rita, madam. I wish to make certain that you are aware, so that you and the Nightwings may yet make the most of your remaining time together thus. As to what shall happen once the final liberation rite is ended, we shall both find out. But lo, it seems that we are called upon once more. Look forth. Huzzah, we're going! Yay! The stars are going away, guys. I'm not okay with it. Look, there's only... They barely can see them. Oh my gosh. It's so weird.
Rita, I I would ask that you think back for just a moment, if you please. When you first looked upon the Book of Rites, think back upon the words that it revealed. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Would that the scribes were here among us still. I would not sing your praises to them, rest assured.
I know you wouldn't.
I trust that you shall savor this occasion.
I will try.
You shan't have to oblige me for much longer.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirants is present and prepared. I concur the pyres burn, and each of the triumvirants is present and prepared. Then the anointed ones of the dissidents, come forth now, declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Oh, okay, rocker voice, here we go. Barker bursts out from some hidden corner, laughing, his paw hitting at his mouth.
Real pleasure to be here, mates, truly! Barker Ashballs call me Barker, though, alright? But by and by, it was a real pisser getting here, you know?
Begging your pardon, Barker Ashpaws. You thusly speak upon the summit of the sacred... mountain.
Oh my! Terribly sorry to offend you there, lassie! I forgot! I got the star of the buff here to make me watch my language. So, let's get this one thing straight, lassie! I don't give a bother of what your sacred mountain, so take it and you shove it! Me and my pack, we're here just for the laughs, you got that? The other side ain't any better than this one. We ain't interested in your freedom. But just the same, we're gonna take it! Take it from those little babies so antsy to get it! You hear that, Nightwings? You better put up a good fight here, or you ain't gonna be I ain't gonna be happy, you understand?
Then he shoves his Macbox on his face.
Right, come on! Let's hurry up and get this damn thing started!
Nightwings, your choice. In whose name shall you conduct this liberation rite? I wish you the wisdom of the scribes in making your choice, reader. And I wish you to come prepare our song with me, Tarek.
Who
Alright.
shall you attempt to send home this time?
Who am I sending home, guys? I kind of want to send Pamitha home, or maybe Gilman. The problem is I'm not good at most of... We're getting to the characters I'm not great at. I was smart and sent the one I really sucked at earlier. But I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I think I'm gonna do Pamitha. Maybe, I don't know. I think having her on the other side might be a good idea, and she's one of the most enlightened we have. Let's do it. So I'm getting my shot at this then. How very thoughtful of you, reader, darling.
Who shall stand with her?
Yeoman. Such an honor it is for this knight to strive on behalf of the good Pamitha. And Wilfred. Let us prevail on this night for you, Pamitha, and for the good of all our ailing nation.
The choice is cast.
Alright then, mates, no more waiting, no more holding back, let's rip him to shreds! Let's go, let's go, let's go!
I'm gonna drink something before, because that rocker voice totally, it is not good on a dry throat. Alright. Here we go. They're all curs. This is gonna suck.
Commence.
Okay, woo! Ah, damn it. Okay, woo! What in the... Alright, mate, something's gone wrong right funny with that orb. As I can tell, better laugh it up while you still can, eh? Indeed, something strange seemed to happen with the celestial orb. It now shudders. Now this possesses the same kinetic energy as your adversaries. Oh, shoot. Alright. Zoom. What the hell? What is going on with the orb? This is not okay. I'm not okay. All right, made it in, made it in, made it in, made it in, made it in.
Now then. Gilman banished. All three Nightwings, poof.
Oh, no, 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 no. No!
The orb.
Now!
Victory.
Oh my gosh! I didn't think I'd make that!
Your victory is at hand. Ooh. Oh. Ha.
Ah, damn it.
Wake you up.
Ah! I'm sorry being so quiet. There's a lot to focus on. Alright, 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 alright. Fly, drop.
No.
Damn it. Oh, shoot.
Engulfed within the aura.
Ah!
Orb quenches the flame.
Damn it, they only have 2 more and they win.
weapons grow weak.
Damn it, damn it, damn it. I literally only had to hit it once.
Now go.
Okay.
And
Huh.
that is
Ah.
last.
Oh my gosh.
The Nightwings proved their worth.
Excelis.
Surpassed their adversaries in the end. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen.
Oh
The
my gosh.
exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free.
He's not happy with me, man.
Of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out
Oh,
their
rightful sentence.
sentences.
What a joke! Here I was thinking we were gonna make him cry for after all this. Come on, mates! We had it right at the stuck. I had it right with the stuck-up place. Let's get out of here already. So, what am I supposed to give? A speech or something then? Reader, darling, all of you, look, I still have no idea why you picked me. Well, I do have one, but I don't think it's right. If you had wanted to get rid of me by now, you wouldn't even go to such lengths. And so I'm left to only conclude that you did this for me. The years I've spent down here, in one sense, they have all been a waste, just utterly nothing, spectacularly so. I thought that our relationship with Tamitha had nowhere left to go but up. But, well, you know, not quite the case. And then I think on what would have become of me if I had made no attempt to set things right. I had done everything I have. I have not done everything I have. I could not have lived with that, I think. I was so certain that my life would end down here. I'm only now beginning to consider what the opposite maybe have come true instead. What am I saying? Thanks to all of you. I mean it. Now then, I guess I had better put back to that damned Commonwealth, so bottoms up. She plunges into the waters of the shimmering pool and disappears from view, though her voice can still ring out. We'll have to see what we can do up there, provided that my sisters haven't had their way with it just yet. Anyway, let's find a way to keep in touch, just in case. Goodbye. Yay, Tamitha!
Tamitha Thane. The cycle of the rites is nearly at an end.
We got one more right to go. Oh man. Yeah, I know Sir Gimli can't rise up any higher. Long did I bide my time in anticipation that one day the Nightwings would reform under unspoken cause. To be a part of it myself nourishes the spirit. Yeah. Hell yes! Yeah, I know, I love her. But she needs to get out of that horrible relationship with her sister. So, off to the Commonwealth. Plus the fact that I think it would look good to have somebody who is against the Commonwealth in that revolution for the Commonwealth. I think it would be good. Your turn to the wagon after having prevailed against the dissidents in the liberation rite. Such glorious night this turned out to be! Safe travels to you, Tamitha. The rest of us await the day of our reunion on the other side. You succeeded in liberating Tamitha, who returned to the Commonwealth in glory. Aww. The last light of the stars still shines for us above. At this point, what will become of our plan needn't be the subject of speculation. I trust that we will learn the outcome soon enough. Our plan is at 85%, guys! We earned a B! Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, it was dumb, but I love it. We're at B plan. Our actions to this point shall pave the way, perhaps our fate as well. So, let us now focus on this. We stand upon the brink of the last turn of the cycle of rites. Soon, we'll have a final chance to get one of you home. Now, reader, up to a little stargazing. Let us see where in the downside we shall be returning these final rites. You turn back towards the darkness to look upon the last few stars, too stubborn to relinquish their light. The scribe stars yet burn for you atop the sacred mountain, determine where they land. Wow. Alright, who are we gonna be fighting?
The chastity? Oh, fun.
I hit the wrong button. Sorry. The fate, the Pyre hearts, and the essence. Let's fight against the fate. Once more you face the fate then, although I wonder. He hesitates before saying anything further. You cannot sense his thoughts. Sorry, popcorn's yummy. Couldn't help myself. I apologize, I was lost there in thought. For a moment, let us make our way to the Carn of Hubbub, when everyone is feeling more refreshed as much as possible. Know what to talk to? Let's go. Fly time! Oh, it's daybreak. You set forth to the Carn of Hubbub for what appears to be the final time. Thereafter, you shall return for one last exile's final chance at liberty. We're so close to the end! Alright, and down. Oh, dude, stop getting in my way! My! That is a bit of a close call there, Nightwings. Do you really believe that you can snatch another chance of victory away from us? Now then, we've most pressing engagements soon. I'm afraid, well, a little time for chat. Much as I do cherish our exchanges, I beg your leave until some other time. Shut your face, no one likes you. Gosh, there's people flying everywhere. How far did I pick? Did I pick the lowest one? The forbidden Carn of Hubbub lies below. No many exiles see fit to cross beyond it. Some fear that the listless remains of the Saxix shoulders to snatch them up if they attempt to cross. Others simply do not want to pass through the flagging hands. The bone titan slain by the scribe Hubbub the Swallow. Shallow. I read that wrong. I read that wrong. My mouth doesn't want to work with me. I'm sorry. Few know its true significance as we do, although your adversaries the Fade should be on their way here now. Soon shall confront them as again. Oh! Oh, okay. Gilman. Let's do Gilman. Gilman, what's up, dude? What are you thinking? Repair the wagon wheel. Damn it. In spite of having checked earlier, you realize the black wagon suffered some damage with one of its wheels. Gilman is already working on repairs, but not having much luck. Blast! Would that this knight had thumbs opposable! Hours later, the wheel is fit to travel again, although fixing it seems to have taken a toll on him. Aw, damn it. Poor Gilman. Sir Gilman is fuming in anger over something, so much so that you are hesitant to approach him, but you approach him anyway. Exile is too light of a sentence for this knight! Ow, ow, ow! Hello. Hi, Mattzilla. He notices you then and seizes up. He begins acting rather nonchalant, as though his outburst did not transpire. Oh, greetings to you, noble Master Rita! What brings you to this night and this afternoon? Gilman is, attempting to make small talk. I'm gonna ask him if everything is... Yeah, we're gonna just tell him. We're gonna ask him if he's okay. You maintain a gentle tone with him and ask whether there's something he might wish to discuss. Sir Gilman perhaps could benefit from talking about his woes. He stands there for a time, silent and dejected, but then... Master Rita, this knight cannot escape the horrors of his past. It seems that you would hear them. Then this knight apologizes ahead of time for burdening you further with his troubles. Having said that here, then, are the troubles you have requested. You are, of course, familiar with the siege of the Spiral Sanctum, for this night, the memory of it is like a wound which will not close. This knight stood there in the front lines which the High-Wing Railmans descended upon us. So furious was their assault that our chain of command ruptured instantly. We, the Sea Dominion, require orders to perform our duty. Without such orders, why, we surely would be a very easy target there on that eve. One by one, then two by two, they picked us off, becoming bolder, some of them shrieking with laughter all the while. This knight saw his comrades cast aside like sea flies. How this knight survived, he does not know for certain even now. Perhaps it was that he attempted to pursue and to detain his own knight commander, whom you met when you first met this knight. That Sir Deluge, not for his craving cowardice, the Spiral Sanctum might have held at least a little while longer. But instead we were rooted, I don't know, I can't pronounce it, it's fine. Rendered spineless both in form and deed. Sir Deluge was the first to turn and flee, and our chain of command crumbled. As for this knight, he failed to catch his knight commander. He must have looked the coward too. Thus came the time for penance, and this night, why he insisted that only the course of action was reasonable. He insisted his sentence to the downside. And, as you can plainly see, his wish was then fulfilled. How absurd that he should re-encounter his old knight commander here soon after. Thus did this knight become obliged once more to salute Sir Deluge. We took to the waters of the Sea of Solace, where soon we met the Pyre Hearts, a triumvirate exclusive to our kind. It was plain to see that they lacked wherewithal, and Sir Deluge, they thought, he could provide it, the leadership they sought. And he was too much of a coward to decline. As for this knight, being of the Sea Dominion, he had little choice to comply, or so, at first, he thought. When this night he encountered you and the Nightwings, something awakened within him. With so little honor left to lose, and so much left to gain, it became eminently clear that this knight stood in a better chance within your ranks than those of Sir Deluge. And there is little left to say. This knight cannot escape his past, and yet he chooses to believe that he was spared that day by no mere coincidence. Perhaps the Under King Ors yet has a plan in store, in which this knight may play a part. This night he clings, however vainly, to that hope.
He slithers away, his head bowed low. It seems best to leave him for now. You sense he is relieved, having shared all of this. Aw, Gilman.
Let's go. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Hey guys, I can't help but wondering whatever happened to that number with the wings. You guys know the one? Guess she's kind of pretty, maybe, I suppose. She's still around by any chance? Because, well, anyways.
Dude, what the hell? I'm not gonna get enough of it unless I sell the things. I'm not going to.
See you guys again sometime soon, maybe. Okay, because I gotta say, you're my favorite customers I've had all week.
Oh my gosh. After making all the necessary preparations amid the stark badlands of the Karen of Hubbub, you and your companions await the commencement of the rites. It's even quieter than usual on the onset of such events. The low minstrel appears, bearing some sort of news. I have checked, and it appears though the fate have not yet arrived, reader madam. There is no sign of Dalbert or anyone. Their sigil is not yet set either. If what he says is true, your adversaries are not present, then you presume the rite cannot commence. However, the stars themselves so indicate you are mistaken. Oh no. Oh no. What's going on? What's going on, guys? I don't know. What are we gonna do?
Reader,
Uh-oh.
the Commonwealth, your home. Today it is aflame,
Oh!
much like a stack of books. Aflame because of you.
Yay!
Because of your outlandish plan. Not that you care. Not that you shall live to see this place again. Your attempts at revolution shan't succeed. Though by all means, keep trying. As for myself, I shall enjoy presiding over these remaining rites.
The rite is set to commence, but your adversaries have failed to show. Then the foes were to stand against this knight have succeeded the remaining chance of victory to us. Indeed, as the rites are drawing to a close, some triumvirate whom you've made, perhaps they are beginning to decide the stars are not worth heeding any longer. Dalbert, you wonder if he would give up on the rites like that. He seems far too devoted to the scribes and too dedicated to his son to turn back now. In any case, we've begun the ceremony here, so I ask that we end it.
Choose quickly your triumvirate. Volfred. Bertrude. With that out of the way.
We take no pleasure snuffing out a flame disowned.
No kidding. What the hell?
Lo, even your adversaries have abandoned you. And it is done. The Nightwings prevail. By default. Not that their adversaries even care.
What the hell? That's so sad. A contest against no adversary is no contest at all.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes. Now go and wallow in the downside for a while.
Oh my gosh, I don't like this. This is unsettling. No one speaks further of the fate. And back at the Black Wagon, everyone instead is preoccupied in the rite that is to come. Our final chance at liberty presents itself at last. You surmise that it has been long and short of it then. The stars shall always shine with truth, and the ending of the cycle of rites is now upon us. He looks over to you. Please look forth, reader madam, and see this for yourself. You may well surmise where we are going to next. The others turn to you as well. You turn toward the wagon door. You know what you shall see out there. Now, however, the time has come to face it. The dim, fading light of the final star still pierces through the darkness, demanding your attention, guiding you toward the endpoint of your path. You see plain the golden star of Salam. Oh my gosh, that is so eerie. There's no other stars. You are summoned to the Fall of Salam for your 7th and final liberation rite. Thus shall the cycle of the rites be ended for an age. You sense that if the rites shall ever commence again, it shall not be during your lifetime, or that of any of your companions, even the longest lived ones. The stars reveal to you one more thing. Your adversary, whom you face, shall be Orlek. He's already crossed the scribe gates and awaits your arrival. If the 8 scribes created the Nightwings of their own likeness, perhaps it is only fitting that the Nightwings should, in the end, be forced to face themselves. It is a shame that we should have to confront Orlek in the end. Our goals should have never been cross purposes. I am surprised to see that this is what the scribes desire. For now, may it be the best to recover till dawn. Regain your strength as best as you can for the coming trial. Rest well, reader. The group disperses as exhaustion sets in. At dawn, you fly to Mount Orlek to make a final effort to achieve your plan and get everybody home and somebody home. But who? 88%. We're at a B+. Oh, I don't like it. Oh no. Don't talk to me.
Your so-called friends. You are accomplice to their hateful plot. They are exploiting you. You shall never have your freedom.
I know I'll never have my freedom. By dawn, you are already up and about. After a troubled slumber, the Black Wagon is prepared for its final voyage to the Fall of Salam. Nobody speaks. As you lift off into the sky, the lone minstrel raises his voice, cutting through the somber mood. Reader, a certain olden ballad comes to mind just now. I think it may benefit the circumstance. Perhaps it may help to pass the time along our flight. Would you mind very much if I play the song of the Nightwings? Go ahead. You urge the little minstrel to play his ballad so that all of you among you may hear it. He begins without another word.
When the stars align, the rites shall come to bear. Illuminate the signs, the exiles shall be there. All are not the same, but 3 shall be as one. Freedom in flame, the end has just begun. Strength may break our own, but twisted make upgrade. Together on their own, the journey shall be made. The journey shall be made.
You touch down amid the solemn beauty of the Mount Oradale to make pilgrimage to the summit for one last time. There is one last liberation rite shall commence. There, one last exile shall regain his or her freedom. All the others shall remain to carry out their sentences down here in the downside for the remainder of their lives. And in the Commonwealth, the plan, which you are part, shall either come to fruition or shall be suppressed. I want to check out something real quick because I noticed xylobones. Sorry. I'm enjoying the xylobones. Drink her some of her sweet moonshine. After having landed, you join Bertrude on an expedition to the monument of molten myth, for what is likely to be the final time.
We beseech ye, ancient gods of the last age, and we invoke thine aid. We have traveled far to gain this summit many times, and stood steadfast with our compatriots who seek to leave this place. We now offer ye our services eternally, if ye would grant us such a boon as to ensure our triumph in the coming night. Long would we serve ye, O ancient gods, should thee accept our offer here and now.
As soon as she's finished, you return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though molten myth has shown you favor. At dawn, you shall begin your last ascent. For now, your vocations may occupy what little time you have to spare. Oh, man. Hey, Bertrude has something on her mind. You notice Bertrude studying the Beyonder crystal. She sets it down as you approach.
The mouthy wraith rebuketh our attempt to summon her. She insisteth that we are too young to understand.
Oh no, you're missing out. I'm sorry, Damon. She must be referring to Sandra. It seems that Bertrude may be able to invoke her.
Stubborn that one, possessing an ancient understanding, olden ways, olden times, many centuries of history, knowledge of the 8 scribes themselves being held captive there, within that green tinted stone, within that wraith's old memories. Would that we could extract them in some way. Perhaps thou couldst induce thy wraith's obedience, reading one. For she heedeth not, she claimeth obligations only unto thee. Although
She stops and thinks carefully. The Beyonder crystal is not to be tampered with. Your fellow exiles know that it is to use only at your sole discretion. She backs away from you, still thinking to herself.
ignorest thee our inquiries about this reading one? Our reasoning has taken us elsewhere. Her refusal to cooperate is like to be an ancient warning of some sort. 'Tis possible that the others of the southern bogs know something of her. But we shall not be tampering further with such sorceries ourselves. That the wraith refuseth to cooperate suggesteth her predicament is suitably deserved.
She heads out in a huff, but just as the air grows still and quiet, you sense something from the Beyonder crystal. Mouthy wraith, she says. Can you believe it, reader? Oh, so young and foolish again. Sandra the Unseeing laughs to herself. Your proximity to the Beyonder crystal must have been sufficient to invoke her in this case. That crone of yours is far too curious, I think. And perhaps that even if she's learned her lesson in this case, Thank the stars I'm beholden to no more than one among you Nightwings at a time. And thank the stars that happens to be you rather than her. And if that crone attempts to lay her fingers on my Beyonder crystal again, I shall have to torment her dreams till she's my age. I do feel to mention that if it comes up. Now, farewell. I know you know where to find me, lovely reader. She vanishes. It seems that Sandra has proven resistant to Bertrude's tampering, so if much of history is tampering with... If so much history is trapped within the Beyonder crystal, there shall remain for the foreseeable future. Alright, let's... I don't think it's going to level her up, but we can try.
Very well. Educate us, thou canst.
You and Bertrude go over what the celestial markings are, and we level her up, but it's not quite enough to get her up to the next enlightenment. That's fine. Let's go. I'm not looking forward to this. Messenger Imp, yay! Specifically, the imp shares the details regarding Pamitha and what she became since she liberated. She found herself back in the homeland of her enemies, where, despite her connection to the Highwing Ravens, her past transgressions were forgiven. In fact, she was asked to join the military council, given her unique background. Yet she refused to cooperate, instead demanded to be reunited with her sister Tamitha. But when they threatened her with a re-sentencing to exile and insisted that she take the opportunity, Pamitha said at last that she would think it over and return with a decision soon. Next she was seen, however, among Wulfred's sons and daughters of the Revolution, where it is said she attached her loyalty, at least for the time. You thank the imp for bringing you news as your companions are talking. I hold hope that both Thane sisters one day shall soon join together as part of our good cause. The two of them can help lead us towards a brighter future. Never once has this night felt anything more than the most, even a thing for the most bitterest of enemies, and yet, having known Pamitha, proven an eye-opening indeed for this night.
We suspect an ancient animosity between the wings and the flightless shall not be soon resolved, even if ever at all.
Welcome back, Caitlin! Even in spite of some mixed feelings, the news of Pamitha's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with resolve. Wish Pamitha luck. Good luck, Pamitha. Oh, man. You stand before the scribe gate with your companions. The gate guardian is there, as ever, but you sense something different in her. Exiles of the Nightwings, we shall not meet again after this coming rite. Tarek and I. It shall be time for us to take our rest, I think. Greetings, Celeste. I would tell you that the Nightwings are prepared, though this time I am uncertain anyone amongst them feels us. We have a duty to uphold Tarek. And then what, Celeste? And then, not for the rites, or then nothing. Not for the rites, or us, not until the dawn of a new age. Now, Nightwings, step forward. State your names and what you seek whilst crossing the scribe's gate. One by one, your fellow exiles approach her, and now, with a sureness in their step. Oh my gosh. We're at the end, and I feel like crying. This is Sir Gilman of the Sea Dominion at your service. This knight has a never-ending quest for honor, shall not end here. Yet first he has a noble duty to uphold. My name is Wulfred Sandalwood. I long as yet to see the age of where freedom is one of the birthright, and no longer are good people such as these forced to contend with it.
We are called Big Bertrude. We seek to fulfill the plan of Sandalwood, for we are fond of him and his beliefs, and then to go about our business.
Finally, you step forth once more. You, a common wanderer who vowed to help her friends be free again, who managed to come this far with this group. The gate guardian observes you for a moment, then motions past the archway towards the summit. The 8 scribes bid you Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Except you, Tarek. You stay right there. I thought you said. The rites are not ended, Tarek. He looks at her and then over to the rest of you. Pardon me, everyone. I shall be there when the stars align. Aww. They're not going to exist here in a little bit. That's going to be sad. The gate guardian and the lone minstrel will remain together as you rest of you depart. My heart hurts, man. It's a very emotional moment, and I don't know if anybody understands why that would be, but I'm like, I feel like crying. You've gained the summit of Mount Oradale for the 7th time, the final time, in which any one of you shall have a chance to leave the downside. What? Whoa, plot twist! Did anybody see that message? The Beyonder Crystal seeks me.
Hey guys. I guess you probably heard the big news, huh? Yeah, I'm going out of business here, I guess. It just hasn't been the same, you know, with all the stars beating out and stuff. Anyways, I just wanted to say you guys are great, and I'm sure gonna miss having customers like you and all that. But I got some good news too. All my stuff is on sale now. I'll throw in a little extra here, just so you know, okay? Oh, and enjoy. Maybe you'll see you guys around, okay?
Oh, great. Falcon Ron, you're making me cry. Oh, I'm so sad.
Be seeing you guys.
Oh, man. Thank you for visiting on such short notice, reader. I understand you have important matters to attend to. So let me be blunt. Listen for a moment, then. I know this whole affair is coming to an end, all of it. I sense the binds that formed the rites becoming weak, which means soon you will not need me anymore. Not that you've needed me at all at this point, but still, my services will not be of any further use. I would love to tell you that this means I shall be free from my eternal prison. For some of my beyonders, it shall be a release. My accomplices are bound by weaker words than those that which have bound me. They shall fade away, I think, and finally rest. However, I shall remain. She hesitates for a moment. Thus, I have a proposition for you. I do not know where you shall go from here, but I ask you to take me there, wherever it shall be. By that I mean, take this stone prison of mine and keep it. Don't just leave it here as your predecessors have each time they stay among the Nightwings has reached an end. Soon the Beyonder Crystal shall serve no more use at all, except to keep me trapped. I am content to remain thus, for I have a little choice, but I would prefer to do so in your company. For I do enjoy your company, reader. This may not be much of a compliment, but I assure you that I much prefer your company to the eternity of solitude. I have no wish to see you gain in years and to eventually decay, while I remain unchanging. But I should rather have many more years while still having contact, even if those years are to be brief. They shall afford me many more in which I might think upon back at our times. nor do I expect you to accommodate my needs, for I am well aware I have my limits in accommodating yours. That is to say, I wish you to go forth after this night and live your life however you see fit, for your own sake. May this rights business enrich your coming days somehow. I'm not sure what I'm going to stream next, Kayleen. I may put out a poll of a couple different games. And in considering that life after this night, if you think that there may be a place in it for me, however small, then once again, I simply ask that you take me along. That way, should you ever wish to visit me again sometime, you could. And I would be like to have that option more than not. My request is a selfish one here, for there is little I can offer in exchange other than what little companionship is worth. Perhaps I could lull you to sleep once in a while. Who knows? You could always try to sell the Beyonder crystal for a reasonable sum somewhere, or something at that end. There must be someone out there with an interest in this thing. So then, you've heard my sad little proposition. What do you say? Yeah, why not? You grasp the Beyonder crystal and set it into the folds of your clothing. Sandra senses this and makes a sound as though a little surprised. Thank you, reader. She's at a loss for the moment then. Let us go then from this place. Go and face your last remaining adversaries. May you crush them under your heel and achieve the outcome which you seek. I believe you shall prevail. She disappears into the stone for now. All right. Here we go. This is terrifying. You have gained the summit of Mount Oradale for the 7th time. The very few stars remain above to light your way as you omit the commencement of the final liberation rite. The lone minstrel finds you clutching the book of rites, seeking there perhaps some bit of wisdom that eluded you thus far. Reader, we may not have a chance to speak again after this. I may have to go. I wish to say that I am grateful for having made your acquaintance, and I shall remember you with fondness. I wish you well this night, and always go forth with glory. Then he looks up and extends his hand in friendship. You clasp it. You see Wolfred has joined you, and all your companions are there with him, in fact. It is strange for me to say, given the circumstances of our meeting, reader, but it has truly been with pleasure. Onward now, let's achieve our plan. Master Reader, it has been this night's greatest honor to serve with you. Let us let this be our most glorious stand yet.
Reading one, thou art both wiser and less irritating than most others of thy kind. We have learned something from thee, and we are grateful. Yeah.
You look upon your fellow exiles, your companions, with whom you have withstood the downside, and with whom you shall now conduct this final rite. Begging your pardon, but my time has come. We shall see each other soon. He departs. After this night, the outcome of Wolfred's plan, the plan which you have all been a part, shall be decided in one way or another. For now, all you can do is strive to prevail against your adversaries, so that one last companion may go free. You rise to join your fellow exiles as the last remaining stars ignite. The final liberation rite of this age shall now commence. We have to keep going until we're free. I don't even know who I'm liberating yet. This is gonna go really well, I'm sure.
For one last time, upon the fall of Solium, dear reader, hear me for one last time. For soon, the few remaining stars shall fade away, leaving you stranded there for your remaining days in that forsaken land where you deserve to be.
Don't deserve
The
it, man.
rabble that you roused here in the Commonwealth shall be put down. The exiles whom you liberated all shall fall in line. But first, let us get on with this last liberation rite. You face none other than yourselves. Each so unlike the glorious Nightwings of yore. 'Tis a shame that one of you shall soon be free, for you deserve each other.
It is really sad. The pyres burn and each of the triumphants is present and prepared. But before the minstrel can concur, per their custom,
Not another word.
the demon Orlex slowly raises the clawed fingers to his mask.
The false Nightwings have arrived at last. Long have I awaited this. My freedom once stolen from me. Then I was cheated of it. Here upon this mountaintop. You now attempt to take it from me once more.
He stands there for a moment, silent, then Orlex dons his mask and stands prepared.
May these damned rites cease forever, with the misery they have caused.
Nightwings, we shall not meet again after tonight, for the cycle of rites is all but ended. Thus I would have your decision on whose behalf you conduct this liberation rite, the one whom you anoint, or else the exile Orlex shall be returned.
Godspeed, reader. You know what is at stake better than I. I have the utmost faith in you to make the best decision and conduct this rite with glory.
Nightwings, the stars' remaining glows dims. Your decision, please. It's now time to choose who among you shall go free this one last time. The rest of you shall remain in the downside to the end of your days. One by one, you meet the gaze of each of your fellow exiles. Wolfred, Bertrude, and Sir Gilman. Your fellow exiles, your companions, your friends, together you have come this far, but now the downside and the rights conspire to tear your group apart, disrupt your plan. Are you prepared to choose this one last time? Oh shit. That's not a choice I was expecting. What should I do? Oh shoot, I wasn't expecting this. Ah! What do I do? Is there no other way? I don't know. Kaylee, what should I do? Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What do we do? Yeah, I don't know either. I guess yes. I was prepared to choose. Alright, here we go. But with a glance, you reassure your fellow exiles that you know what to do.
One final opportunity for salvation. Too bad for the rest of you.
Alright. The one who started it all. And the best one to lead us in a revolution. Long have I dreamt that I might someday see this plan of ours come to fruition. I promise you that I shall make the most of it if we are to prevail. Your choice is cast as your other companions sense your clarity of thought, purpose in each of them. They stand ready to support Wolfred as well as you.
Who shall lend him support?
Master Reader, this night is overflowing with resolve to see the goodly Wolfred return to his rightful dignity and glory.
Bertrude.
Thy will is ours, reading one. Let the remaining stars shed their last light upon our ceremony here.
If that is all, then.
Those be my adversaries, then. And who is it, I wonder, who asserts her will over that group? You sense her, like, reaching for you. Almost reaching out for you. You, the shadow of the false Nightwings. They are nothing to me but you. You, who would relish your own liberty, or relinquish your own liberty for the sake of them. Strange. It is fitting, then, that I should have to face one such as you. Then Orlek stands at the ready, signaling for his two allies to do the same. By the light of dawn, the cycle of the rites shall cease. Let us, if we are to finish this ordeal before that time. The sky above begins to shudder. The final liberation rite is about to commence. Tarek. I am prepared, Celeste. Then let our song this evening shake the stars themselves. Aye, Celeste. Let's make sure of it. Oh gosh, I want to cry and yell, and I'm not okay.
Begin. The final chance at liberation for the age.
Oh man. Oh no. Gilman, no! They threw it. This is bad. This is bad. The sky rains ash, and soon your pyre will mingle with them. Just then the skies above begin to rain down fire. The final throes of the cycle of rites, the ending of the age. I didn't think I was gonna make that! Ah! You had the Ryamans once again. I could simply not stand by and do nothing, Orlek. Yet what you did, when you last stood here on this blasted mountain, I fell. You simply stood. Sorry. Orlek. What it shall take for you to be convinced that I took no part in your betrayal. Orlek seems to consider the question, but only for a moment. Give me my damn freedom. Let me prevail here and now. Would you promise to uphold our plan to bring a better Commonwealth? No. I make no promises. You owe me nothing. That I am sorry, Orlek. My love of country comes before all else. More than your freedom and our friendship is at stake. Damn be your love be damned, Wolfred. Let us stand as adversaries then.
quite foul for the Nightwings.
Damn it, damn it, damn it!
The demon Oralek has dealt a devastating blow. There goes old Bertrude. A banishment.
Oh, damn it. No, 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 no! No!
The fires wane.
Oh, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with this. All of you shall rot here. You shall rot as I have in these many years. You false Nightwings who deny me once again of my rightful liberty. You who deny that liberty of all of us triumvirate you face and vanquish under the guise of traditions for those blasted scribes. Come, let us continue this glorious affair.
How he has changed, that Oralek. Grown old and bitter lo these many years. Ah. But how?
Oh! I didn't think I would make that! Holy shit!
Be gone now, Oralek.
Ah!
Stand not in glory's path.
Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Ah! So the false nightmare Nightwings bear their fangs at last. But that cannot be your finest effort. You think you deserve your freedom more than I? Then come fight for it, damn you! I think his voice has changed like a couple times now, but I'm... Oh no! No, 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 no! This is bad. Your pyre flames threaten to die out at any moment. Or like makes us... Oh, that's not his voice. Your pyre flames now threaten to die out at any moment. Or like makes a sound. Like laughter. But nothing seems... But says nothing as he prepares one last assault against your side. Oh. Oh. Orlick stands, breathing heavily. He looks back in the thin lick of flame that is his smoldering pyre before he turns his attention back to your triumvirate.
Tis taken. Oh, you poor Nightwings. Beyond all reason, the flames yet burn.
Oh my gosh.
Oralek was struck. To each his own.
Go, go, go!
And there it is.
I did it!
Proved their worth. Rather convincingly, I must admit. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen.
Praise the scribes, we've done it. You look upon Wolfred, for what you shall expect the last time you'll see each other. Any moment now, the shimmering pool shall engulf him. Any moment now, he shall return to glory and join his agents in the Commonwealth to help achieve the plan. Any moment now, the cycle of the rites shall end until the dawn of a new age. Any moment now.
And thus, the scribes have chosen. And thus, the scribes have chosen.
Oh no.
And thus, the scribes have chosen. Oh. Nightwings. Reader. What have you done?
Oh, there's something wrong. Each prior time upon the fall of Salon, the shimmering pool is open, following the liberation rite, having taken with whichever exile presided. But now all is still. The light of the stars above has all but died. You sense growing fear that it is already too late, that the shimmering pool shall never reveal itself again. Orlick approaches, his head bowed. The 8 scribes just saved their greatest treachery for last. Then something catches his notice. Wait. The sudden rush of starlight cascades through the stillness of the summit. The shimmering pool has appeared again, different somehow, but open. Wilfred looks upon it, but it does not engulf him, at least not yet. It seems I was mistaken then. The 8 scribes. This is not their greatest treachery, it is their greatest jest. The shimmering pool has been flung wide open. It seems that all are worthy now of freedom. Orlick strides toward the shimmering pool, but... Halt, Orlick. Orlick glances over to the lone minstrel, almost in surprise. The shimmer pool has lost most of its strength. You step inside, you shall surely drown. I can assure you of that. He laughs at it to himself. Then we have all been cheated. No, the shimmer pool is revealed, and one of you may still return as planned. But as for who returns, someone shall have to choose. Ere the last light of the stars extinguish, the rites begin, the rites to cease, the final trial of the scribes. The final trial of the scribes. Then our confirmation, the liberation rite, it was all meaningless? No, the victor of the confrontation is to be the one to make the choice amongst the closest to the scribes, either the anointed or who she anointed them. So then, the choice is mine to make. My freedom, I can't read. Weighed against the reader, that is. Aye, it shall be either you, the reader, or... It shall be either or.
Jerusalem.
Wilfred, please make your decision quickly, lest it shall be forfeit. I do not know how much longer the light of the stars shall offer you this gift. Snap decision, then. Fine, I have made it. Rita, my girl, this is the chance at freedom that we've earned. It's yours. Take it now. Make a good use of it for you and for all of us. Wilfred wishes to give up his freedom so that you may regain yours. Very well. Reader, madam, the choice of which Wilfred has made, rather the choice which he gave. It is now yours to make instead. This choice, it may be bounced back and forth like this? Absurd! It may. Until such time one is willing to accept the burden and the outcome of that choice. That is the trial, and I fear that we have little time remaining now. Reader, you and your companions are far too cordial with each other to accept freedom, either one of you. Then I shall gladly take it. Freedom ought to be more than just some flirtatious trifle of exchange. Reader, what is your will? Alright, cute cat emoji. Ziz. Who shall go free? Oh gosh. I don't want to leave anybody behind. I don't think Orlick's gonna help our plan, and our plan is supposed to help everybody. Wilfred might be the best for that, but he gave up it for me. I don't know what to do. Okay. All of those are freaking good reasons. I don't know what to do. Anxiety balls, stop it! I think in this case, I'm gonna pick me. Yeah, you unfortunately have made it to the last stream. So, you've made it to the end of the game. Good job! Take the shortcut, huh? Your mind is made up. You have chosen to be free yourself. I see. I understand that it is done. Wilfred looks to you this one last time, his heart filled with an unspoken understanding. You then turn to the lonely minstrel for an instant, but then in another instant later, he is gone, and everyone, and it feels like the coldness of a rush of water is coursing around you. Wilfred gave his freedom so that you may yet have yours.
Godspeed, reader. By the scribes.
Oh shit, and I took the Beyonder Crystal with me too.
The cycle of the rites. It is finished. The Commonwealth. What shall become of it? What shall become of us? Nightwings. The opportunity to gain your freedom from the downside. Was it not enough?
Oh. That night, an exiled reader returned from the Commonwealth. She was to be the last The stars had faded and the cycle of the rites had run its course. She found the Commonwealth in great upheaval. Spurred by the efforts of the 6 liberated exiles, Wulfrid's revolutionary plan had incited the masses. These exiles and the starless sky pretended the return of the scribe, or whatever. The people surged into the streets shoulder to shoulder. Led by the 6 exiles, their voices shook the heavens. The leadership of the Commonwealth panicked. No blood was shed that night, and by dawn it was over. The leaders of the Commonwealth had cast themselves back into exile and joined this new cause. Thus, in its 838th year, the Commonwealth has fallen. The new Salharian Union declared its sovereignty in the next year. Among the changes, its elected leaders they vowed never to cast people into exile, and they abolished the old Commonwealth decree forbidding literacy. Today, we still remember all of this. And we all remember the exiles in the downside whose deeds led to the dawning of our age, whether they returned or not. Okay. The imp called Tizu was the first of his kind to achieve liberty through the rites. While he was not the only imp to train in the ways of the scribes, imps are native to the downside and thus did not travel far abroad. This made them useful and triumphant. Yet Tizu had a different calling, and the Nightwings believed that he too could play a key part in Wulfrid's Sandalwood's plan. During the night of the scribe's return, he stood out to the populace as something of a miracle. They had only heard of downside imps before from the legends of the Hub of the Shallow. Inspired by the liberated exiles, the people of the Commonwealth descended into leadership. Afterward, he became something of an icon, representing both the fall of the Commonwealth and the beginning of a new era. He would visit his friend May at every opportunity. She was among the few who could consistently interpret what he meant, and they were always close since they met. Wulfrid Sandalwood would sometimes send him little gifts, all the way from the downside. Despite the insurmountable distance between them, their friendship proved more than just resilient. He often chirped about the reader of the Nightwings, whom he had built quite a repertoire. The reader understood him perhaps better than anyone. You. Once an exile sentenced in life from the downside, you are now free. And Tizu, who would often express the wistfulness, the gratitude for all that he's conducting the rites along the Nightwings, who had made sacrifices for him. Other than that, Tizu was diligent about his role as living as something of a living artifact. He helped interpret for the messenger imps and relay news to and from the downside. Despite having gained sufficient celebrity, he had never let it go to his head. Although he did take full advantage of his access to Sauron's Union fishing industry. Our nation formed in 839 AD, or ADS, after the fall of Commonwealth. There's a lot to read. After his liberation, Hedwyn was instrumental in the events of leading the fall of the Commonwealth. He was vital to the outcome of our plan. The peaceful outcome of the scribe's return was attributed to several key factors. One of them was the underlying ambition of the plan itself. The other was Hedwyn's invisibility among the people in the streets, identified to be a liberated exile who was believed to be Gaul of Gohalem reborn. More importantly, however, was the one of the winged harps of the High Wing Regiments accompanied him. She was later identified as Fakih Shalang. Their bond was symbolic of what was at stake that night and proved vital to the peace that followed. In all his days as a leader in Saharan Union, Hedwyn often confided in his friend Joridale. Despite her intense manner, there was no one whom he trusted more times when circumcision was required. Hedwyn would often think back to about how he made in the beginning of his quest of freedom. Although he cherished all his friendships he made, he pledged to Joridale, Rookie Greentail, and the reader of the Nightwings that they would all be free again together. His promise had come to pass, though he always knew that this was not his own doing. He was deeply grateful to the other three, his closest friends. While the others stood with the Nightwings were not able to remain in contact thus, Hedwyn thought for each of them often, and in turn they often think of him. The Worm Knight, Sir Gilman, had elected to go into the exile as penance for his failure to uphold his military obligations with the Commonwealth. To him, earning back his freedom was tantamount to erasing the shame of his past. His honor was at stake more than anything. Yet when it came clear to him that he would not go free again through the rites, he readily accepted the outcome, for he knew by then that there was much more on the line. He regretted not having a chance to contribute directly to the events that transpired in the Commonwealth, though he was pleased to hear the outcome. The conclusion of the rites and the fall of the Commonwealth made it clear to him that his days as a knight had ended. He declared to all those in earshot that he would never fight again, unless, of course, there arose some extraordinary set of circumstances that again requiring him to fight, but he certainly hoped not. He still trained regularly, although never found as skilled and motivating partner as his fleet-footed friend Rookie Greentail, whom he remembered fondly. From time to time, he would seek guidance from one of his former comrades, Big Bertrude, much his elder, and a wellspring of perspective on his life decisions. He wasted no time dwelling on his days under the leadership of Sir Deluge, his former commander. The other Worm Knights stayed well clear of him. Gilman never did return to his homeland of the Sea Dominion. He was content to lead his monastic life on a small residence in the hills. It was just high up enough that he could make him keep striving to conquer his fear of heights. Other than that, the intense daily training regimen and the occasional visit from an old companion was more than enough to keep him optimistic and engaged. He knew by that honor that something had been won, but by contract oneself, it was to be renewed each day. After the cycle of the rites ceased, records of what happened in the Black Wagon and the Nightwings become inconclusive and contradictory. Some accounts suggest that the exiles of the Nightwings who remained in the downside continued to make use of the Black Wagon as their place of shelter and means of travel. However, there was no record of what happened to the wagon's contents, such as the Book of Rites or the Beyonder Crystal. It is said to be haunted by the apparition of Sandra the Unseeing. One possibility is that the lone minstrel took his leave, took the Beyonder Crystal with him, and thus obliged. By this line of reasoning, however, the Black Wagon itself should have also been taken. Others remain skeptical that the Beyonder Crystal ever existed, or rather that visions that were granted were anything other than the result of an act of imagination or a fever dream. The bog dwellers of the southern bogs still offered another explanation, for they were familiar with the binding enchantments. If there ever existed an object in which the Sisters of the Ark had been expelled for more than 800 years, the enchantment could have expired along with the light of the stars. What would this have meant for Sandra and the Beyonders is difficult to say for certain, other than it may have meant that they were finally released. Nevertheless, the fates of Sandra and the Beyonder Crystal are unknown. Yet those exiles in the Nightwings who claimed to have seen this apparition all spoke of her with degrees of reverence and perhaps a little fear. Can you believe this, reader? Honestly. Sandra appeared before you, as you can see. They are so far from the mark with all this nonsense. I want to laugh. In fact, here it goes. She laughs, referring to her account of her. You sense she does not care for it. Well, let them gossip all they like. I merely wish that they would mention you at least in the passing when they are next at it. Though they shall never know even the half of it, shall they? You indicate to Sandra that the real truth of what happened between you would perhaps make too vivacious a tale to be told in such a format. She makes a bemused sound at this. Perhaps that story ought to get out, then. To think that they would go to all the trouble to make literacy accepted once again, to only print such drivel. Anyway, let's keep going, lovely reader. We know of it. That's what matters. She fades into the beyonder crystal for now. You tuck it away safe. After Rookie Greentail earned back his freedom, you returned in a lavish welcome ceremony to the Commonwealth and was all the 10 liberated exiles. It was everything he could have hoped for, and soon he was well off, surrounded by luxury and choosing between various exciting opportunities. However, he must have been given better judgment because he ended up siding with Wilfred Sandalwood's revolutionary force, as he promised. On the night of the scribes' reunion, Greentail was there with the others, inspiring the masses. He never looked prouder. The very image of Jormor Many-Mane himself. When the dawn finally came, it became clear that the Commonwealth that everybody knew was no more, and he realized many new opportunities awaited. He began quite a lucrative career for himself, manufacturing and selling leprechaun merchandise inspired by the downside. His main struggle was to meet the demand. An aspect of his conscience cautioned him against making light of such a thing, but the money was too good, and soon his family was well off, as he had said. One of his orders of business was to seek out an old companion's, Pamitha Thane, to whom he had took a liking during their quest for freedom. They bonded further over their love of drink and supported one another through the uncertain times that lay in store. Greentail always did his best to keep in touch with all his many friends and knew he owed his fortunes to them. He made a special point of staying close with the group of friends he came to know so well during his time in the Nightwings, wherever they were. They all shared a special understanding that even put Greentail at a loss of words sometimes. The Commonwealth had never provided such a home for the one they had called May the Moon Touched. She was surprised on her return since she was so well treated. She felt uneasy about it, and besides, she knew that she would do her best to fulfill her pledge she made to her friends. Even she could not have expected the impact that she would have on the events that followed that gave rise to the Sora Union. Despite not fitting the image of any of the 8 scribes, May nonetheless stood out alongside the others amid the teeming masses of the night of the scribes' return. She spoke of the scribes with such conviction and sincerity that the crier was very moved. After the fall of the Commonwealth, there was a renewed interest in the legend of the 8 scribes and many new interpretations of their histories and teachings. May found herself at the center of this. Her way of speaking continued to compel a growing audience. She swayed many people from their Alastair beliefs. Soon, the 8th word, which had lost favor with people during the reign of the Commonwealth, saw her out and asked her formally to join, and she did right away. A theocratic said, believing the 8 scribes. Among her friends, she always remained close with Tizu, who more so than anyone could always make her laugh. She cited her relationship with Jordiel as the single most important in her life. Jordiel would always provide her circumspect perspective and wisdom of experience. Whenever she felt genuine doubt, which was not very often, she often sought out the reader of the Nightwings. If there was anyone whom she trusted as much as the scribes, it was her. May was always devout to her faith and more so to her friends. Many people that saw her in union cited her gentle manner and unwavering conviction helped them brave the changing times with courage and grace. After her liberation, Jordiel soon became an icon of the movement that led to the collapse of the Commonwealth and the rise to the Soran Union. Her horns and stern countenance inspired the people to believe that she was Salamur reborn. She became a great if reluctant leader. In uncertain times that followed, Joradale's seasoned expertise often came to play both in matters of security and state. For instance, she conspired and trained a team of volunteers in public safety. The community did not know what such a cordial bunch at first, but soon came to value their service. They stood for the people ever since. They celebrate their founding day each year. She remained close with Hedwyn through this experience, and they supported each other through their struggles many, many times. She kept an eye on May, who nonetheless demonstrated a surprising knack to get by on her own, though Joradale was often willing to provide assistance just in case. She continued training on her own, a regiment that grew stricter with each passing year. There, where the only sought to train with her, and sometimes she obliged. There remained only one other constant in her life. She had always remembered her days among the Nightwings with fondness for the most part. After regaining her freedom, Pamitha Thane found herself in a difficult position. Having once betrayed her people of the Highwing Regiment, she knew that she could not have been welcome in her native home. She did not trust the Commonwealth either, instead found her place among Wilfred Sandalwood's agents, who were busy doing their part to fulfill the plan. As it turned out, the plan was a success, and Pamitha Thane stood shoulder to shoulder with her fellow former exiles, and truly they were a sight to behold. A disturbing rumor later spread that night the Highwing Regiments were slated to mount an assault, which for some reason never came to pass. Pamitha denied any knowledge or involvement. Afterward, Pamitha played an active role in negotiating terms between Highwing regiments and the new nation that would become our Saharan Union. Perhaps her attempt at something of the sort led to her exile. Her previous attempt at something of the sort led to her exile. She must have felt some satisfaction to succeed this time around. Sometime later, Pamitha had an unexpected run-in with Rookie Greentail, whom she had spent a fair amount of time with while traveling with the Nightwings. Under the new set of circumstances, it turned out the two had more to talk about, or rather more in common. They would often put to the test of which one was to be able to outdrink the other. It wasn't clear which of them prevailed in that contest in the end. One day, Pamitha received an invitation to return to the Highwing regiments, where she was to be fully pardoned. She held out hope that she might see her beloved sister Tamitha there, knowing full well that Tamitha did not regain her freedom. Tamitha did later learn that Pamitha was welcomed back by their people. However, she never responded to her blood sister's attempt to contact her. Pamitha, in turn, did not expect forgiveness from her at any point. Nonetheless, she kept trying to reach out and said to ruffle up her feathers just a bit. Later, when asked, Pamitha Thane admitted she felt as though she had no home to call her own. During this interview conducted amid the infant's trip abroad, she traveled thousands of leagues beyond the bounds of the Saharan Union. Pamitha continued a journey, thus citing that she reminded her when she was young and she could fly unfettered.
Several exiles of the Nightwings cared more for the plan than Sandalwood, than to return home to the downside. The crone called Big Bird Tree was a prime example. She found it a suitable environment to live, and within the dismal region known as the Flagging Hands, there she built up a thriving place of business known for many exiles in the land. With the rites having ended, she returned to her preoccupations, working away almost as though nothing had happened. When one gets more than 400 years of age, perhaps it is more monumental such events such as circumambulation of the rites or collapse of the Commonwealth seem such trifling matters. Much of her effort was doubtless due to the influence of Sandalwood, someone who had admired for decades. He had made it clear that he could not requite her feelings for him, but what he could be done hurtful dismissal only led to a deeper understanding between them. By and large, Bertrude kept focus on her work, whether casting in small enchantments or imbuing talismans. The work brought her a sense of purpose, she would say. In the Commonwealth, such servants are strictly forbidden, but in the downside, there was a real need for simple luxuries, which completing Sudmarket could not always provide. Thus, Big Bertrude can continue to live up to her name in the tales of her days, but the Nightwings made her that much more of a living legend.
When the cycles of the rites ceased turning, Wilfred Sandalwood turned towards the starless skies and closed his eyes and prayed. It was all that he could do at that stage of his plan. He aspired to assemble the liberated exiles representing each other of the 8 largest ethnic groups composing the population of the Commonwealth. They would stand together, a fusion of the 8 scribes returned, inspiring the masses to embrace their older set of values before the Commonwealth had tightened its grip. With the nights ending sooner than expected, his ideal scenario became impossible. Sandalwood's own freedom, for instance, was now forfeit, yet the plan did have contingencies. Fortunately, most of those contingencies did not prove necessary. Word reached out on the night of the scribe's return. His fellow liberated Nightwings stood together and their voices echoed through the streets. These former exiles who ought to have disappeared into the ranks of the Commonwealth's own leadership now stood united with its people and poured from their houses in solidarity. It was imperative to Sandalwood that the stand against the Commonwealth be peaceful in nature. An overwhelming show of popular support would be more than enough. Ensuring this was his priority, in the end, the result was self-evident. The plan's goals had been achieved. Sandalwood kept busy after that as much as possible, providing counsel from afar to those who had the forefront of birth of the Sauron Union. Of course, having been stranded in the downside meant that there was only so much he could do. Resting assured that the future of the nation was in capable hands, he turned his attention to the remaining exiles of the downside. They might never return to that new nation, but at least they could experience its triumphs and its struggles in various ways. He took his old work, writing and printing. Literacy had begun to spread again throughout the Sauron Union. So did the exiles in the downside take to it. For his part, Sandalwood helped teach many as he could. More than that, he provided a material to read a semi-annual report of the latest events in both the Sauron Union and the downside. This periodical gave many exiles something to look forward to. He enjoyed exchanging letters with the reader of the Nightwings, who kept him well abreast of how their other comrades and the fledgling nation fared. As Wilfred Sandalwood gained more fame throughout his land for all the sacrifices of his contributions, it is said that he remained steadfast about 2 things. First, that the cause of itself remained in focus, the freedom that the people had achieved. It was the gift to be cherished, the set of values that needed to be nurtured. The second point he made is that he himself had little to do with the outcome. He would often praise the exiles of the Nightwings who had stood with him, each in turn, by name. He never forgot any of them. One day, the commencement of his birthday, the people of the Sauron Nation unveiled a monument depicting him and the Nightwings as imagined in their prime. When Sandalwood did not learn of it until much later, it is said that he was moved to tears then by the gesture. It is since ensured that those of us with memories more valuable than Sandalwood likewise remember the achievements of his fellow former exiles and our cause.
With the rights drawing to a close, the slug market revenues fell perceptively, and Falcon Ron was forced to liquidate his assets and close up shop. Yet, in some time, in case those interpretal leanings in this time of hardship led to an epiphany, or at least a sudden change of fortune. One day, Falcon Ron had a run-in with a messenger and bearing news of the other side. Ron gave it to one of his remaining trinkets, which could not have been sold. The following week, the messenger returned bearing a tiny sum of wealth in the new monthly coinage of the Sauron Union. Falcon Ron had cut a long-term deal with the messenger and then there. Though his trade remained in the gray area of legal standpoint of the Sauron Union, the newfound fame in the downside caused Falcon Ron's good to explode in popularity. He later signed an elaborate agreement with Big Bertrude and found a distribution partner on the other side through Rookie Greentail, whose own business had expanded. Especially in the Sauron Union, Falcon Ron goods were still known for their superior quality, though he assumes no liability for any side effects.
How much more am I gonna read here? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read about these two, and then I think I'm gonna end it. I don't know. Are you guys interested in hearing more? I'm gonna go ahead and read. I'm for sure gonna read The Lone Minstrel and Celeste. And then I'll let you guys decide if you want to hear about anybody else who was not a part of the White Wings. After the cycle of the rites ceasing to turn, the Lone Minstrel bade the remaining Nightwings to the Black Wagon to seek their fortunes elsewhere in the downside. Their parting was heartfelt but brief. He remained there at the summit of Oradale with Celeste, where the two of them would chronicle the final outcome of the cycle. Neither Tarek nor Celeste were ever seen again. We know all of this through the song attributed to them. Some claim these songs originated in the taverns of Saran Union, merely imbued with the weight of folklore. However, exiles liberated from the downside corroborated that each of the other's claims meant this duo resided over the liberation rites. Other folktales suggest these minstrels are heralds of the scribes. Having fulfilled their obligations, they departed the world we know and rejoined their patrons. One of their famous songs describes each other's simpler outcome. The two gave up their duties to the rites in favor of a life that they could share together. In any case, they were likely to remain a subject of such verses and songs, for they are watched over the rites to ensure our times. Alright, so yeah, I guess we'll keep going since you guys seem to be semi-interested, so let's just work our way down in a row. After the shimmering pool closed, what would be the last time, Orlick looked around in his flickering light of the Nightwings' pyre still burning. He turned to the Follow Salam and looked up back in the blankless, starless sky. He cursed the 8 scribes, and then one after another. After that, he strode forward towards the waters, coursing from the side of the Mount Ordale, and without hesitating, cast himself down. Orlick's body was never recovered. The drop from Mount Ordale does not appear survivable, though Orlick did survive it once. That time, however, he was filled with fury, and such a betrayal he had suffered when his fellow exile claimed the rightful freedom. This time, Orlick was filled with nothingness. He chose to leave the downside in one way he still could. The other Nightwings who were witnesses never forgot what they saw. Once they became clear to Ignatius that the rites were drawing close, he knew that it was time for him and the Tempters to call it quits. But first he and the Tempters decided to celebrate, and that they did. For many, many nights, they revelry did eventually subside. The exiles parted amicably and went their separate ways. He roamed the downside in search of some meaning in his life. He's something taking in odd jobs requiring brute strength. He never remained alone for very long. He took many lovers in this time, however, he sometimes thought it was he. I thought of the one he had called Curly Horns and what became of her. Though his glory days as a powerful conductor of the rites had long since passed, he enjoyed the fearsome reputation he had cultivated at that time. When Manly Tenderstaff realized the rites had ended and that he no longer could return to the Commonwealth through the ancient means, he was outraged. He cursed the scribes and spewed forth a slew of blasphemy that was very unbecoming of one of his high standards and bearing. When he at last calmed himself, he focused his energies on attempting to find another means of coming home. He maintained a regular contact with his wealthy family on the other side via a messenger imp, and used their vast resources to explore other means of escape. He tried using an elaborate pulley system and attempted to retrofit a flying black wagon with superior propulsion. He even tried an imp raft, a hot air balloon, and even prayer. Nothing worked. There was only one way to escape the downside, and now it is gone. Tenderstaff bankrupted his family in these vain attempts. At last, such it was a shame that he retreated to the teeming woods of Black Basin to Cinderroot. There he yet wallows, complaining to his comrades of the chastity who still put up with him, either out of his own misfortune or the latest news from the other side. Though her exiled Hamatha Thane motive by a single goal to return to the Commonwealth and exact vengeance on our ancient enemies. When she realized the rites had ended, that she would never see her mountain home again, nonetheless, she remained determined to aid her people however possible. She gathered certain information pertaining to the intentions of the Nightwings, who had formed a pact to regroup on the other side after their liberation. Other such reports exposed certain weaknesses in the Commonwealth's defenses and revealed the highway elements the opportunity for a risky, a potential, impactful strike. As Tamitha could not participate in the assault, she learned what happened well after the outcome. On that night, known as the Scribe's Return, the Commonwealth had fallen. The highwaymen thus prevailed, at last without even having to fight. Soon after the fall of the Commonwealth, Tamitha learned of her blood sister, Pamitha, was an accessory to the successful outcome. Tamitha was very skeptical of this, but similar reports kept mounting, and soon she accepted the prevailing opinion, however grudgingly. Once a messenger bearing some sort of a message, seemingly from Pamitha, however, Tamitha turned it away. She would not give the impulse to forgive. Knowing that the conflict on the other side had ended, Tamitha reached the crags of the Black Basin and grew even more distant. Those close to her surmised that her inability to reconcile with her blood sister was the heart of this, though, for her part, Tamitha never once admitted any such weakness. Barker Ashpaws never was much interested in returning to the Commonwealth, for he was always found in the bylaws to be stifling. So, when the rites ended, he couldn't care at first. He soon got bored. I can't read, it's fine. The rites had given him a certain sense of structure he had always needed. He missed the raw anticipation of it. He decided to continue conducting the rites for the thrill of it. He bent some of the rules or replaced some of the objects, but it was close enough. His packmates, the dissidents, proved more than happy to participate, and thus they ran against each other back in Jormer Valley. Gradually, the other exiles familiar with the rites, as well as those who had not heard of it at all, started taking interest. They ended up giving Barker Ashpaw some healthy competition. His old feud with Rookie Greentail ceased meaning anything to him. He forgot all about it amid his new pursuits. Ultimately, even our Barker Ashpaws, who had led such directionless existence to that point, found something of a calling to the rites. Whether he took the rites less seriously than other exiles of his time, or more, was oft debated by those watching him work.
After the rites had ceased, the witch Undine returned to the Flagging Hands region, where she sealed herself in the Pit of Myth.
There, even her fellow exiles withdrawn allegedly grew unnerved after a time and left her to her vile work. Sometime later, the Pit of Myth erupted into flame, so intense the contagion that could not be seen, conflagration that could be seen all the way from Jormer Valley. Arson was suspected, though the cause was never verified. Many bog dwellers in the region were forced to flee. A tempest blowing from the north finally quenched the flames. When the last of the ashes were settled, the ground was cooled, the side of the fire scattered beyond recognition. No trace of the witch Undine could be found. As to the contents of the Pit of Myth, which notably included the profane object through which the remains of Yishlak, all was gone as well. Back in the Soaring Union, Undine's repeated threats the return of Yishlak were thoroughly investigated, and no credence was found to any of her claims. In all his life, Sir Deluge had one danger only, to find himself facing another. He had escaped the war-torn waters of the Sea Dominion, and he escaped the blood border of the Commonwealth. Now he has escaped the rites. After the rites had ended, many exiles wrapped up their ancient trust, were crestfallen as their last chances to return home vanquished, along with the stars above. But Deluge did not mind, for the only outcome this meant, at last there was no burden of responsibility weighing him down. Having heard that Sir Gilman had also remained behind, Deluge made a point of avoiding him at all costs.
Nonetheless, they ran into each other once riding a cold current of the Sea of Solace. The meeting was terse and cordial. Deluge ended up apologizing profusely for mistreating his fellow Worm Knight, and that was the end of it. While most of his fellow exiles of the Pyre hearts yet longed for the waters of the Sea Dominion, driven by, as ever, their impulses toward conflict, Deluge settled down. With him remained one of his companions, the Lady Seacross, who had taken a liking to him for some reason. Reportedly, they disappeared into the waters of the Worm Gulf, which began to explain the significant increase of worm population observed in the vicinity.
As the rites drew to a close, an inevitable chance of freedom for the downside had forever slipped from Dalbert and Almer Oldheart's grasp. Thus, the exiles of the Fate returned to Drummer Valley, where they struggled to get by as the exiles of the downside tend to do. Some time after the rites had ended, the Old Hearts at last heard the news of the Commonwealth had fallen. This as well as the fact, of course, that brought old Drummer great joy. Despite his forthright manner, he had no love for the nation that cast him down along with his son. Dalbert Oldheart passed peacefully in his sleep before the new moon. In his final days, he implored his son to undertake the pilgrimage to the scribes. Almer never shared his father's view of the scribes, but respected Dalbert's wishes, and so, after a period of mourning, Almer began his new journey. Not a day went by that Almer Oldheart didn't think about his father, give thanks to him, and speak to him at morning and night. Would that the stars yet shone, for surely Dalbert would have been there among them, smiling down at his son, watching over him and his kin. After the liberation rite, Lendl refused to believe that the rites had truly ended. He would sit throughout the night, consecutive nights, staring into the blackness of the sky, awaiting any kind of sign that he might gain another chance at freedom. No such sign ever came. His fellow accusers started to express concern for him. Survival had become their top priority once the liberty had slipped from their grasp. But Lendl dismissed them all as weak fools. He insisted rather forcefully that any evening now, the stars would shine for him again and mark a way toward his inevitable freedom. He was, of course, mistaken. The others of his tribe were left with little choice but to abandon him. After that, the exile known as Lendl the Liar was never seen again. However, there is ever since sightings of a braggle demon who wanders the downside and bears Lendl's cruel countenance, suggesting he yet lives. There is one more account which warrants mentioning. The Nightwings conducted the rites under the guidance of a reader. Little is known of her. However, some accounts of her begin to paint a picture. She was of common birth. We know she's of common birth. Always directionless and prone to misremembering at times. The journey to the downside left her close to death. It was then the Nightwings found her. They brought her from the brink, and she showed them the path. She pressed onward with the others. She had made a vow to help her friends be free. Thus did the cycle of the rites commence its final turns. When the final rite arrived, the reader's freedom was at stake. That freedom, indeed, achieved ere the morning's light. From that point on, accounts of her diverge. It is said the voice which troubled her she never heard again. Some say she opted to retreat from public life. Though whether that is true, only she knows. Someday, perhaps, the reader's own star shall emerge. Then it shall pierce the dark of the night, in its brilliant glory. Until such time, and ever after, all of us give thanks.
Their journey began on a barren waste where the reader
Oh man. I love this game.
They follow the stars bound together, strands in our brain till the end. We sing of the last of the Nightwings who, having broken the cycle, shall live on in song.
I'm sorry you had to see the end of it without getting like any of the build up to his Z's.
And strode the path that his heart laid before him.
Oh my gosh,
He
they
has
all look
found
so
his
cute.
way home. Captain Joe Dariel, mother to many a foundling, she has found her way home. Rookie Greentail has proved his worth and returned to his family by the grace of the scribe.
I hope you enjoy it. I had a lot of fun voicing all the characters.
The moon-touched girl hears the scribes in the world all around her.
Look at those, Hizu and May.
Tizo prevailed, first of his lowly kind, to ascend from the downside.
The music in this game is so good. Oh, so much. Like,
Sir Gilman the Bold, duty bound to honor the Nightwings. He remains to the end. Hameth the Thane, having pleased the scribe, seeking only forgiveness. She has found her way home. They follow the stars bound together, strands in a braid till the end. Bound together, spirits
The great mastermind, Wolfred Sandalwood, saw his plans turn to action. He remained till the end. The bog dweller Bertrude kept their foes at bay with her finest enchantments. She remained till the end.
I think
the reader at last
the song changes depend on who you send back.
whole and ascended to freedom. She has found her way home. They follow the stars bound together, strands in a braid till the end. They follow the stars bound together, to the stars. We shall find our way home. We shall find our way home. We shall find our way
Oh, man. That worked out pretty perfectly. Well, I think we're going to run a few minutes over. Well, we already are running a few minutes over. Well, they've got all the symbols of the triumvirates. And lots of books. I like that ending. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me. There's apparently a true Nightwing campaign mode. I don't think I'll be playing that on stream because I'm going to leave some content not played because I think you guys should go play this. It's a really good game. It's really well made, and it's not very well known. So I hope you guys will go take some time, experience it. Maybe you guys will end up with a different ending. Who knows? But I want to thank you all for joining me. And I will probably put out a poll later this week about what we're going to play next week. So, until then, I'll see you guys around. Good night. If I could flip over, maybe. Who knows?